Okay, hello. So we're All Natural supporters. My name's All Natural Henry, and today we're going to talk a little bit about growing healthy plants and how really to have healthy plants you need healthy soil. So for plants to get nutrients, they actually need them to become bioavailable from microorganisms. So every soil in the world has all the nutrients you need to grow plants, whether it's rocky, sandy, clay, whatever. What you need is the organisms that can consume those minerals and then make them bioavailable for the plants. Now, for those microorganisms to exist, the plants, like this avocado tree here, they're using the energy from the sun, and they create this stuff. They use about 70% of the energy a big tree they put into putting out this stuff into the soil called exudates, which is food for the microorganisms, primarily the bacteria and the fungi. Okay, and so those guys, they'll absorb those exudates, which is mainly sugar with a bit of carbohydrate and protein, and they'll eat that up as food. And then as they're eating that up, it's really cool, the trees actually tell them, like, here's some food, fungi and bacteria, by the way, I need these minerals, okay? And they can do that on every root here. They can tell the microorganisms what nutrients they need in that particular root here. So they will adjust the pH of their roots in different parts so that they can absorb the nutrients according to those pHs. So it's really cool. But a healthy tree, the tree needs to be healthy to make the exudates. So today we're going to be spraying all of the trees in this little orchard here with the stuff called Symbiosis AGX. And I will post all the ingredients in the description of the video here, because it's some big words to list off for some people. But basically it's an awesome blend of organic stuff that is food for there is exudates for the microorganisms, because they haven't had them. There's also food for the plants, like soluble minerals and amino acids and things that they really need. And then there's also some beneficial bacteria that will multiply, plus foods for the fungi and other microorganisms in the soil. And so people have been using this around the world, and they've got trees that have never fruited before to fruit within weeks. You can boost essential oils in plants with this product by 20 to 80%, which has been tested, and you can ask me for the links to all these things. I have the information. And so it's really cool stuff. So what this does is it boosts the plant health as well as the soil health, so they can work together to make more nutritious, healthy foods. And then, yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll make more videos showing the progress of this piece of land that hasn't really been looked after for at least a few years. So it's pretty sandy, kind of clayey in some spots, but there's not a whole lot of microorganisms in the soil. It's not a very dark color like you would see in a really healthy soil. So we're going to be doing some different things to help the trees and the plants here, but for now we're just going to go around and we're going to spray all the trees here. And we have some rose bushes and aloe plants and other things, and yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So anyway, what you do is you mix 2 ounces per gallon. So we have a 2-gallon thing here, so I've put 4 ounces, which is about a quarter of a cup. So I put a quarter of a cup in here. We have used some to germinate some seeds for our garden beds when they're ready. And so anyway, so I'll just pump this up and I'll spray our avocado tree. So you wanna spray the tree, the whole thing, all the leaves, the trunk, the ground around it. There we go. Should have done this beforehand. Okay, so here we go. So the plants, they don't just put exudates on the roots of the tree. They actually put exudates out on the leaves so that microorganisms can come to the leaves and they can do nutrient exchanges on the leaves of the plants as well. So yeah, trees are really cool, the way they interact. Now in the soil you also have like beneficial bacteria, which is what we're spraying on here as one of the ingredients. But there's also like parasitic bacterias, and parasitic bacterias, they're no good. They're anaerobic. They survive in an environment lacking in oxygen. So even though plants they breathe, or they use carbon, we use oxygen. The roots of the plants actually use oxygen. So the soil, we want it to be what they call aerobic, oxygenated. So the anaerobic microorganisms, the parasitic bacteria and things, we don't want them. And so the larger microorganisms, which are called nematodes and protozoa, they will actually eat the parasitic microorganisms before the other ones. So there's a lot of intelligence under the ground that we don't really know about. People aren't taught at school. But the plants, they need a helping hand too, because people haven't really understood how they work for the longest time. So anyway, the plants are grateful. We had a bit of rain recently, so the ground's nice and wet. The pores are open on the plants. To me, it makes sense to spray them in the evening, because if you spray them in the middle of the day or in the morning, all this stuff will just evaporate. So I'm probably giving them more than it needs. This is my first time using the product on a tree, but I've just heard the best things from farmers and other people using this. Like people growing hemp have used this product, and they've increased the amount of THC, or essential oils, by up to 80% in some cases, which for some farmers was over $30,000 more per acre. So that's pretty cool. So here we are, we're spraying the tree. Anyway, we'll probably move on now. We've got the citrus tree over here. So you can tell this guy's had some tough times. A lot of his branches look like they've died off. But if you come and look closely here, you can see that it is about to flower. See these little white things here? They're about to bloom. When the flower blooms, some pollinators pollinate it, like our bee friends or something else like a hummingbird. And then, oh look over here, we got the flowers are opened up. And you can smell the citrus flowers. They smell amazing. They're really cool. So you see like these flowers here, they're all blooming. So once they get pollinated, the fruit starts growing out from underneath there. There's a couple of fruits on here, but you can tell it's not the happiest plant. But just by spraying this stuff, we're really going to help out our tree here. So we'll come back, we'll show you in the future. Here's another citrus tree right here. You can tell that it's not too happy. It's got lots of dead branches, and the fruits, they don't look too big and juicy to me. But they do have one citrus tree that tastes really good. So that one down there with all the orange fruits on it. So anyway, here we go. We're spraying our fruit. Try and get the leaves. Get the ground around it. Now as you can see, there's lots of grass growing around here. That means that we've got a low ratio of fungi to bacteria, because grasses grow in a bacteria-dominated soil. But trees, they prefer fungal dominated, especially those that grow in a forest. So it'll be interesting to see how the grasses go as we add more biology to the soil and we try planting different things too. So.
Could you tell our viewers what kind of citrus we're growing here?
I don't know what that one is. It looks like oranges to me.
It's the surprise
But
citrus.
they definitely need a boost, so we're going to make other ferments, we'll make videos, we'll give them some like fermented seaweed juices and cabbage juices. And this is a guava tree, so we got lots of guavas right now, as you can see on the ground.
Aww.
Guavas are healthy. Lots of good stuff in all the fruits. So we're giving them some extra food here so they can give us extra foods. So they're spraying all over this guy. Get right in here. Get the ground. Yeah, so we know this stuff's great, but I can't wait to see what it does. Be cool. So there's tiny little bacteria on all this. Here's another citrus tree that's blooming. This little guy. Probably should have pruned the trees before I did this, but anyway. So you see all the little purple flowers, they're all gonna make little fruits everywhere. Looks like a lemon. Smell that flower there. It's a white flower.
Mmm.
Does it smell like AGX or does it smell like a flower?
It smells like a combo.
So this is not a... I've spoken to the guy who invented this product. He's a soil biologist, and he says this is not like a one product fix all. We're gonna have to add other things to the soil here, like some compost. But this is certainly wonderful because a lot of farmers, they have these giant, enormous farms, thousands of acres, and they can't just get thousands of tons of compost so easy. But this stuff, you only need 1 pint of the product, like Eric's holding, per acre. So it's really economical, and it boosts all of the stuff in the soil. So healthy plants, when they're reaching their genetic potential, most of the plants, agricultural plants in the world now, they're only at about 20% of their genetic potential, which means it's not very good. And so when you're only at 20% of genetic potential, then you're not putting out much of those exudates, which is the food for the microorganisms, because they're more focused on survival And they're even less focused on making good fruits and healthy stuff above ground. So once you get the genetic potential up, like with this product, which has been done and proven, then you get more exudates being created, which means you're adding more carbon, carbohydrates, the sugars and the complex carbohydrates, the exudates. You're getting more of that in the soil. And so you don't eventually you don't need to add compost like in a forest. No one adds compost to the forest because the forest is putting so much. Wow, look at all the flower buds on this guy. This is a healthy little tree we got here. There's thousands of little buds. So very cool. It's a good time to spray this stuff is when the plants are flowering. So yeah, once you get the exudates being made, like in a forest, you don't need to add carbon because compost because the tree is adding carbon from the atmosphere in the form of exudates, and you can actually add tons and tons and tons and tons of organic matter in the form of exudates to a tree. So that's our plan. Yeah. Eric's got some in his eyes. So his eyes are gonna be making exudates in his body. Yes, because we all need a healthy microbiome, so they say.
Indeed.
Yeah, so this is our tree saying thank you to us here today. You can see it's had some tough times. It's got some dead branches as well, but today it's coming back. Well, it's already got flowers, but anyway, we're giving it the AGX. So we have an apple tree here. You can see tiny little baby apple fruits already. Even though it's still blooming, but at the same time there's some little fruits on here. So. Yes. Now we are running out of our AGX here, so I might have to go and grab some more. Yeah, so we will be eating the real foods like you can't find anywhere else, but lucky for you, you can come and experience them for yourself if you're interested. Yes, so tomorrow we're making a garden bed. We're gonna grow some veggies and veggie fruits. Okay. So we're just makeshifting with our little 2-gallon thing. We'll have to fill it up a few times because it's only 1 quart of AGX per 2 gallons. So 1/4 of a cup. And we need to use up about half a pint for about a half an acre of gardening space that we're using. I don't know how many quarter cups are in a pint, half a pint, but we probably will figure it out. If you listen closely, you can hear the apple tree and it's saying, "Thank you so much." I wish that this stuff was already in the soil, but it's not. We're very grateful to, as we are to the tree. I can't wait to be eating a juicy apple straight off the tree. I've never had the opportunity to fertilize the tree that I got to eat the apples from. So we're gonna, like I said, we'll make other experiments we play around with things. We live close to the ocean here, so we'll be making seaweed brews and all sorts of fun stuff. Tree friends. There's also a bunch of trees and we don't know what they are. Like this guy over here, I don't know if it's alive. It looks like it is. It's got some green leaves, so let's bring him back to life properly. This guy to his left looks pretty sad and good, but to our right, I'm pretty sure that's a pear tree, so we'll be getting some pears at some stage. So now, like I said, we got a lack of fungi in the soil with all this grass around, but we should be able to increase that amount of fungi with how agey it's here. Feed those roots. But you know, the bright side about all these weeds is most of them are edible. We got lots of nettle and dandelions and mustard growing, epazote, which is a parasite killing herb, and even all these big round leaves you see everywhere, they're all edible too. It's called mallow. So over here we go to our pear tree. Now I'm probably going to aim more at the ground on this guy because, as you can see, it really needs a good pruning. So I don't need a... And it's got no leaves on it right now. It's in that winter mode. So just intuitively, I'm gonna just water the ground here, and it's got some nice mulch. As you can see, when it rains a lot around here, the water kind of rushes in, and so it's kind of created a natural hugel mound, or you know, just building up sticks and organic matter, leaves, so that's cool. The ground's actually really wet here. There's an underground river, so the trees have lots of water. Yes, this stuff over here, this is the epazote I was telling you about. These giant leaves. It's a parasite killer herb. So we're going to dry some of them out and we'll be making tea.
Check it out.
What?
It's a pipe.
Yes, maybe we have water in it. I saw that the other day. So here we are. We're fertilizing the soil here with our Symbiosis AGX. And even the goose is excited next door. Okay, so we got another fruit tree here. This one looks like it has been maintained somewhat. So that's cool, lucky guy. Again, probably don't need to put too much water on the branches because they're dormant, so get to the base of the tree here. Oh, we got a big fennel plant. Look at this guy, yeah, we got dinner. Okay, a little fennel.
Brilliant.
That's great. Fennel is very healthy herb. You can eat it, put it in salads. It's good for your stomach, very soothing. The seeds too, you can save and put them in teas. You can buy them at most grocery stores too. The fennel seeds, you can use them in cooking different dishes. So the ground is really nice and wet down here. Like I said, we had rain a couple days ago. So that's cool. Let's get it nice and wet. Get our fennel plants and nutrients too. Now, of course, the roots of this tree are going to go way beyond where Eric is. I just don't want to get too much the AGX on our weedy plants. But this is a lot of Epizote. We can give them a little watering. Okay. We have some Nopal cactus here, so they make a nice fruit. If you don't know already, called prickly pear fruit. So we'll give them some. Maybe we've got some big guavas over the tree there. And you think would be nice for that tree. Give them some. Beautiful red flowers starting to bloom here on this one. Now, all plants need exudates and they need microorganisms to make nutrients bioavailable, so AGX is good for flowers and everything. I don't know what this guy is. Yeah, lift the grapes up too. There's our grapefruit tree. Like I said, this orchard hasn't been very well looked after, so our grapefruits right now, they're not the juiciest, but as you can see, if you come close again, we got lots and lots of flower buds coming out ready to bloom. There's some big ones there, and there's lots of little ones up in here. So we'll get them now. We'll get them supercharged as they bloom. And citrus trees, they bloom twice a year. Real troopers. So as you can see, there's fruit on the tree and there's flowers coming out at the same time. irritable. And I just stood on something really thorny.
There's some thorny leaves on the ground. Oh, that's a bud. Watch the barbed wire.
Watch the stinging needle. Got me. Oh, happy trees. New you. Sing to your trees. Talk to your trees. And if someone calls you crazy, well, that's okay.
The trees won't call you crazy.
The trees won't call you crazy. No. Yes, and this is our little mandarin friend. This is the healthiest tree on the land, I would say. If you come close again here, you can see that the flowers are getting ready to come out here, these little white guys. So it's a good time to spray him too. At the same time, this guy's full of fruit. And they are sweet, sweet mandarinas. With the seeds, the real ones. Yes, these trees are very happy. Very happy. Yes. Now, if you're interested in trying this AGX stuff, we can sell little 2-ounce sample bottles that do 1 gallon of water and approximately 2,000 square feet. So you boost your soil and your plants too. No Roundup here, don't you worry. Look at the big tree.
Or the pomegranates.
This guy, oh look, it's blooming too. Look, come over. Yeah, some of these stone fruits are so cool because they bloom before they put any flowers on. So you can see there's like little flowers popping up here. See this little bud? And all of these here are going to be little flower buds too. So and now there's parts of this tree that don't look so happy, but we're going to make the whole thing happy here. So spray the roots down here too. Now people might think it's really bad to have all this stuff here growing, all these so-called weeds. Like I said, a lot of them are edible. This is arugula. Kind of looks like mustard, but I'm pretty sure it's actually a variety of arugula.
Here's mustard.
There's mustard flowering. Yummy, yummy flowers.
Delicious.
And mallow, this is edible too. The Native Americans would eat it. And even this grass, you can juice it, you know. But the good thing about all these weeds, so-called weeds, there is a good benefit to having them, and that is that they're providing exudates into the microorganisms. So even though they exist in a bacterial dominant soil, they are still going to be providing exudates to those bacteria and fungi. So look at this beautiful flower. Wow. So I don't know what kind of tree this is. Maybe you know, the viewer of this video, and you can let me know. But we'll see as they get bigger, the fruit. It kept some of its leaves all winter because we're kind of subtropical here, and this is probably normally living in a temperate environment. So anyway, beautiful, quiet evening, isn't it? Lots of wind, loud voice. Lots of flower buds. This is a happy tree here. Happy, happy tree. There's a little bird's nest up there. Okay, we're moving on, moving on. This is a persimmon tree, so he's very dormant right now. You can see. Okay, I see stinging nettles up ahead, so I'm gonna stay back. We're actually running out of AGX again here. So we know roses have a high vibration here. And if you've stuck it out this far to watch our video, then now you know that roses have one of the highest frequencies, apparently the highest frequency out of any flower. You can make rose water by taking the petals off the roses as they're about to fall on the ground. And you can put the petals in water, and put the water in a glass bottle in the sunshine, or you can slowly simmer them on a stove to get all the goodness out of the roses. And it has all sorts of good health benefits. So we have a few rose bushes here. I don't want to get too close, but you can see thorns on the ground. There we go, boost. Boosty mode. People looking to figure out what it might be. Flower's about to bloom here. And we have another fruit tree, another unknown, getting ready to bloom. This is a fun smelling one, remember? Last one over here. So that's like a perfect rose. Get it closer from that room. We have a horse down here. Again, this guy, you could say a bit messy. Needs a prune. But it's a healthy tree. You can see it put out lots of pomegranates. When we got here, there was a couple left that hadn't completely been eaten by birds and broken open. And they were delicioso. There might be another one there.
Oh yeah.
like a citrus tree over here with fruit on it.
Hmm.
So this guy's about a long way away from making new flowers, I would say. Well, I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna give him a prune one of these days. We have a professional pruner. His name is Dean Val, Nations United Universal University. And he will be pruning our trees. It'll be a team effort. Because it's always better when you have a team. There's another citrus car. It's raining bacteria. Not the best view, it was trash.
No, I have it at an angle.
Oh, very good.
Of course, we're gonna have to cut this this out.
Yeah. Cut this friend, making little fruits. I don't know how big they're gonna get. Just making them. You see how the flower comes on the end of these fruits?
Mm-hmm.
That looks like some kind of fruit tree too. How fit it is to the elements, and here's where you see AGX equipment. The nose get outside of it. Down here. This guava might be a different variety. It's just putting on little baby fruits now. Some of them. Another citrus in bloom. Wanted to get the bananas. Throw it off of here. Any excess will just drip on those. That's cool. More guavas. That guava's everywhere. Guavas and citrus. A lot of fruit trees, man.
Don't really need anything else. Fruits, vegetables.
Oh yeah, that's what you need. Getting hard to see the middle. I'm feeling them brush against my legs and stick.
You might have to refill up.
we could drive to the beach.
If you guys want.
Whatever you want. I mean, I'm just trying to. I mean, I'd probably go out the hill, really.
Me too. If I could get warm. Put some clothes on, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind too much. You know, once we're up there. Said I wouldn't mind too much once we're up there.
I understand. I'm gonna come and show the bananas because hopefully these guys start really growing. Yeah, so you can see that the bananas, they've been cut down a bunch of times because after they give fruit, the plant just goes over it like a grass giving seed. They're kind of like a grass. They're a plant that just spreads and flowers, and the flower produces a fruit though, and then it drops over. So there's no really big ones right now apart from these ones that have fallen over. So we're gonna see if we can get them fruity again, because nos gustamos bananos. We like bananas. Getting a bit dark now. Yeah, San Pedro.
Our friend Pedro. It's getting a bit hard to see what you're doing.
Yeah.